Insects suck when you're camping, especially if you don't have a good way to manage it. It can just ruin the trip. And so I'm going to go over 7 ways to help you manage bugs when you're outside camping especially. The first one is just what you see me wearing. I've got long pants, I have a head net, and I have this sun shirt, and then also I ended up putting my rain jacket on over top. These are some of the worst mosquitoes I have ever seen, and so I'm just pulling out all the stops. The second thing is very obvious, and that's just using some sort of bug repellent, bug dope. I did not bring Deet because I'm really cautious about using Deet around the synthetic materials, especially things that are waterproof, and this helps to avoid that Deet that can break those things down. However, there are so many mosquitoes here that maybe I made a mistake with that. I think there's some of these other options though that are working far better than this or even Deet would have. Along the same lines as Deet and bug sprays are devices, I'll say. There's stickers, there's Thermacell, things where they heat up something and produce a smell that basically masks your own, where the insects are not able to detect your human scent as well, and so they don't realize you're there. All right, over here. So similar to the second and third options, this next one is using something like this. Look, there's a bug on the screen. Using something like this that you would put in your yard. It's a powder that deters insects. So this has geranium root. Spread a little on here. It has some like lemon extract or eucalyptus. I generally only use this powder when I'm cooking separate from the tent, and so I'll put it around where I'm cooking and hanging out, and then, you know, leave so that if it attracts bears or whatnot, that I won't be around. Okay, so speaking of the campsite and separation and all, something that separates you from the bugs could be a tent, but you don't want to hang out and eat in the tent that you're sleeping in. So having a dedicated bug net tent is awesome. I have used the Nemo Bugouts, and they just work splendid. You can put some chairs in there or hammocks or whatever, and you can eat and then go into your tent and leave all the smells behind. And out of all of these, that's going to be the most effective to give you some distance. The problem is that it really adds weight, and it's not something you're going to use while backpacking. It's more something that you'll use on a canoeing or sailing trip. So many mosquitoes. Oh my gosh. Okay. So the sixth thing is to use clothing or clothing items that are treated with permethrin or other compounds. This is Bug Shield brand Insect Shield brand, and this has permethrin in it. And what I'll do with it is I'll either kind of put it around my wrist where if my hands are exposed, or what I'll often do if I'm not wearing a bug net, I'll take this and kind of put it on my head, put the hat on to hold it there. Now, aside from this thing kind of billowing around and chasing them away physically, it also has that permethrin in it and helps to repel them. So this is sometimes all I'll bring in combination with some physical barrier. This keeps the exposed area pretty free. I'm not a fan of head nets most of the time. They're just a pain to eat with and drink and everything. The seventh method is really about location. So it's finding a spot where there is a breeze, some wind. You can see there's these leaves are kind of shaking around, and the wind has actually died down some, but I specifically chose this site because I'm on the edge of a lake and the breeze is coming in this direction, and so when I go stand out here, there are less mosquitoes, and there are more now than there used to be. But when I first got here, the wind was probably another 5-10 miles an hour, so that made a big difference, and it also has been keeping some of the bugs away from my campsite that's right there next to the shore. I'm going to give you 2 more bonus methods to deal with the mosquitoes and bugs. The first one is your diet. Now, these are really potential things because I'm not entirely sure if they work, but I have heard many people talk about eating lots of garlic, and that coming out your pores and masking the human smell. It seems logical to me. I know when I eat garlic or onions, I certainly get that smell. I have not really done a good comparison kind of study to see if that works, but like I said, I hear lots of people talk about that as being effective. I just don't know that I want to eat quite that much garlic. The second bonus one is a little bit of a joke. Now, I know there's a difference in some people's body chemistry to others and how much they attract bugs. I recently heard that people with a type A blood type attract less bugs. Now, I know that I attract less bugs than other folks I know that have O blood, but I don't know if it's because of that. And I will say the bugs are certainly attracted to me now, and I have a negative blood type. Look at this. There's just like 50 right here. If that's a thing, then hopefully you're born with type A blood. Good luck. Last, if you have anything to offer to add that 10th spot of some way to regulate the bugs, the mosquitoes, the gnats, all of those biting insects, then I would love to hear it in the comments. So please comment below, and everybody else, please read down there and comment if those things work, and tell me which of these things work or not. What's your preference? I'd really like to kind of get a good scope, what everybody can weigh into, of what actually works to keep these stupid things away. They're just so annoying. So at some point, maybe that 10th thing will be when we change the DNA of the mosquitoes so they can't reproduce. They do that in other countries. So if you've enjoyed this video, then for sure, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. If it's really helpful to you, then maybe you could consider doing a super thanks down below. It makes a huge difference for the channel. All of those things are just super encouraging.
There's always an adventure in your reach. Help make it happen by watching one of these videos next.
Look at this mosquito. He's just resting.